Let me know when wind comes up.
Yeah, I'm checking it right now. Wimkin is going. Good to go?
Yep.
Closing out Wimkin. What is going on, Don't From Nation? Good to have everybody here. We've got a... what?
Oh, I'm just clearing my throat. I've been coughing.
Oh, busy night tonight. Lot to talk about. We've got a huge hurricane, obviously. Something to worry about. I'm sure a lot of people have their mind on that, of course. What else we got going on? Kamala Harris. Want to talk a little bit about her campaign and what's going on there. And some other fun stuff all set up for you. I'm not preoccupied, damn it, I promise. I'm actually preoccupied, I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to get you guys all set up and where my chat went from last night. And I can't seem to find it. Maybe here. Nope. I thought I saved it. Oh, well, whatever. We got a busy night tonight. 20 seconds down. Amy's obviously here. Say hi, Amy.
Hi, guys. Glad to be here tonight.
Outstanding. Olivia, welcome to the Dumb Show.
Hello.
As usual. And I'm preoccupied. It's okay. I put it in the other cells. We'll see it in a few seconds. 2 seconds. Be back in 3. Step into a Wimkin. What's going on, everybody? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me show. I am proud to announce that the Documents of Freedom are back in stock. It's a 3-book collection, leather-bound, by Arcadia Publishing. Starts out with the Bill of Rights, and it's the complete edition of the rights, so you can look up and reference anything your heart desires. Declaration of Independence, with revisions and founder images included, beautifully illustrated. And last but not least, what would Documents of Freedom be without the Constitution of the United States of America in its entirety? The box is handmade by PFC Flags, custom engraving, all 100% made in the USA from the nails to the glue. And we have a 5-star rating, satisfaction guaranteed, 150 sold, 5 stars or better. It is so important, especially in today's society, to ensure that the younger generation has these books available in the future. Get them for your family and friends, available right now. Head on over to thedumbshow.com/books. Thanks so much. Looks like people got their coffee, their shirts. Got some photos this week. Looks like, I think it's Melanie's daughter. Is it Melanie's daughter? They got the salty and the sign of the times. And then, let's see, we've got Chevelle, right? And then, oh my God, why am I spacing? Help me live. Help me. Help me.
Where?
Why can't I remember? Lower right.
Chevelle. Okay,
and then up left, top left. Oh God. Come on. Oh, that's the name I'm struggling with. And I can't, don't tell me. Nobody tell me. Is that Tammy? That's not Tammy.
No.
Oh God. Oh God. Don't say anything. Don't say it. Oh, I'll remember myself. Don't cheat, people. It's important for me to remember. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chevelle. It's not Tammy. Is it Tammy? Is it Tammy? It's Tammy. No, it's not Tammy. Is it Tammy? I'm not looking it up. I'm not cheating. Somebody help me. Even though I say don't help me, it means help me. Oh my God, how can I not remember?
Um,
No, it's not Kristen. It's not Kristen. I can't. And it's on the tip of my tongue, and I've got face and everything, and I can't remember. I feel like an ass. It's not that. No. I'll figure it out. It'll come to me. It'll slap me in the face.
I
But
saw it earlier. I just can't remember.
I can't remember, and I am good at that. Oh shit.
Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop arguing me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dog.
Hey, Hogswins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast at The DUM Show and his website. Yeah, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
Sound.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
I can't stand it when I can't remember things like this. This is stupid. I'm now scrolling through Shopify trying to figure this out, and I can't. And this is a person I've known for a long time. Why am I drawing a blank? Whatever. I'm gonna blame Amy. Is it? No, it's not Dodie. No, it's not Dodie. Because I know Chevelle. Chevelle, yeah, I got. And somebody tell me who the hell that is in that picture, because I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. I'm so embarrassed. Somebody remind me. Anyway, welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. We've got our chat window up, and for some reason, I don't know why, but the stupid names just they're the wrong color, and there's no way to fix it. I mean, you can see what's being said, which is great. And you get it off Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, which is definitely an upgrade. But I'm not sure why it looks like this. I'm going to try to fix it, but I don't know what to do. Let's see if I do that. We'll see if that fixes it. I feel stupid all the time. Oh well, Stacy, that's the story of my life. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Amy, how are parents? We were talking a little bit about that. Any news updates?
My parents they're perfectly safe. They evacuated on Tuesday. They went from the West Coast to the East Coast. Maybe not the smart idea, because they had, I think at one point there was 17 tornado warnings at the same time.
Oh, jeez.
But they are safe. They have not had any issues. They still have it's intermittent, their phone service, but they've had internet for most of the day, phone service for most of the day. Their home cameras are showing that their home is still right now intact, although Charlotte Harbor is flooding, and they live in Inglewood, which is in Charlotte County, right off of Charlotte Harbor. So we'll see if they survive this one. They're home anyway. They should be okay. But
Yeah, I think they will survive, but we're worried about the home at this point, correct?
They are not. They're not materialistic people. They knew when they bought this home. They don't even have flood insurance because it's so expensive, and they don't pay anything. So it's so if they lose their home, they come here, live with us till they want to leave, and they travel a lot anyway. So I think a lot of people in Florida feel that way, especially people who are retired there. They know the risks. I think their whole community has evacuated. I think most people have. I mean, they're on the coast. They are on the water. They live on the water. So I think mostly everyone has evacuated from what they said, and it seems like it's going to be pretty terrible. So we'll see. I don't
I
know
think
if
there
they'll
was
rebuild
110 tornadoes that dropped in the last. Go ahead.
month.
Hey,
I
Liv,
think in
when
the
you
last
cough, do it away from the mic, hun, because it cuts Amy out. We can't hear. Go ahead, Ames.
I think that was, yeah, I heard that too. This is like the highest month for tornadoes in the state of Florida, like on history. So,
Well, it's
and they don't
certainly
get
highest
tornadoes.
on record with
Yeah.
it's highest on record in regards to having tornadoes in one day. I mean, it was like I said, it was like 110, just ridiculous, just absolutely crazy.
Storm surge looks bad already. We've been praying for everyone. We actually have a hurricane prayer that the church sent us. We've been doing that every day, all day. So, praying for everybody. Hope everyone's out and stay safe.
I remember who this is. It finally
is
hit
it?
me. It's Cheryl Brandis. I completely
Oh.
just was like, I knew it, and it's in my head, and I couldn't. So I'm like, Tammy, Jay Caller, no, and I'm going down, Melanie, no, and I couldn't think of it, but it's Cheryl Brandis. In fact, I would almost bet my money on it. But anyway, well, I'm glad at least that they are safe for now. I hope the home stands. I hope it continues to be standing. Hopefully everybody here is okay. And everybody's safe. We, little lower numbers than we have quite a few Florida viewers. So I expect that will go up when we get a little bit into this. But it's good to have everybody here. And let's get into it. Liv, how are you doing, sweetie?
I'm wonderful. I'm here. Besides coughing, it's like I've been trying not to use the inhaler, and I finally had to succumb.
That doesn't work.
Well, it's like it's been going longer and longer without coughing, and
Okay.
and and it just kind of hit me this afternoon or the evening when I was eating dinner. So still using it though. It's been over a month. Yay.
Well, I'm glad you're getting somewhat better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not perfect.
Yeah. It's not getting worse. So that's always good.
Well, that's a good thing. I was looking for my Kamala, but I missed it. It was perfect timing for the Kamala voice thing, but it's not on there. Or maybe it's under. Oh, I know where it's at. Because you were like, I think you said, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to. Where's it at? Succumb to it is what you said. And I was gonna do. Let's see if we can play it. Oh, it's on the wrong thing. Son of a bitch. You know what? This is like just cringe. We're not ready. We're not ready for this. I should have been able to have this locked and loaded, but the Cheryl thing threw me off. Here we go. Here we go.
Do not come.
Yeah. I know.
Do not come.
I know.
I'm gonna come.
Would have been good if I would have played that 3 minutes ago. My God. Olivia, you got to get on. You got to get on the soundboard.
I didn't know you wanted a specific sound at that time. I'm sorry.
This is what we need to get to that level of
Our telepathy?
Yeah, we need to get our telepathy together. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. I'm sorry. We're a low rent. People are coughing all over the place. Amy's like blubbering about her family. I can't figure out the sound effects. This show's going to suck. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. It looks like the names on the text just change color randomly because it gaff. It just doesn't give a fuck. And why it changes to a dark purple with a dark gray background, I don't know. But it looks really good, except for the fact that the names are kind of hit and miss. All right, let's get to the show. We got a lot to do. Anyone have a chance to watch the show today?
No.
Seriously, Amy, what were you doing? What were you doing? I mean,
I worked. I've been dealing with a mess at work, so I worked trying to clean up this mess.
Do you want to talk about your work? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so hockey starts tonight. That's the most exciting thing. Hockey starts tonight, and life is back to normal. Let's go and do this. We donations. Let's just do it. Can we all hold hands for here? Let's all put our hands out. Just hold hands and let's reset. Liv, you want to get it? Okay, ready? Amy, on the count of three, we're gonna here. Let's go a little bit closer so it looks like we're stacked. Amy, you need to come over here. Okay, on the count of three, ready? We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, go team. 1, 2, 3, go team. That sucked shit. God, pathetic. Moving on, hockey's tonight. That's going to be good. Donations, thedumshow.com/donate. We obviously need it. It's like coffee for the soul. We need a little shot in the arm. So if you have the ability and you've given money to the hurricane victims, if you've given money to veterans and you have a little bit left over, please take pity on us and our pathetic opening to the show. And I promise you it will get better from here. Who had a chance to listen to Kamala Harris in regards to some of her interviews? Now, she went on the Call Her Daddy podcast. She went on Howard Stern. She went on what the hell's his face? The douchebag late night guy killed not killed.
Not Brian Kilmeade. No.
Yeah. Colbert.
Yes, I didn't see that one though. Was it good?
It was pretty bad. No, there was nothing good about it in any way, shape, or form. I want to show you how cringe this is. And does everyone remember Elizabeth Warren with the beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Olivia,
come on in.
every time you say
like a
one word,
beer?
are you going to cough?
Yeah, apparently.
She's like, no.
Oh, goodness, I'm sorry.
Let's watch Elizabeth Warren with a beer. Now, does somebody want to tell me how awkward that was? Does anyone remember? Do you remember this, Amy?
Vaguely. It's been a long time.
So it has. So Elizabeth Warren essentially was in her kitchen. Well, let's just go ahead and play it. It's just going to be so easy because it's, she's a communist socialist, and she wanted to try to relate to all the boys and girls out there. And this was her answer. Here it is. And this went over like a lead fucking balloon. I mean, this was about as cringe as it gets. Here it is.
I'm going to get me a beer. My husband Bruce is now in here. You want a beer?
No, I'll pass on the beer for now.
You sure? Okay, say hello to folks.
Yes.
So this is my sweetie.
Hello.
He's the best. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
I'm glad you're here.
Where else is he going to fucking be? You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, it's like, well, me too. I mean, your boyfriend was just here and he was just got done mounting you. And I walked in at the right time to be on this video. Would you ever say that to your husband? Are you ever that cringe?
Glad you're here.
Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Hey, thanks for showing up. Hey, Amy Bordeaux starts us off at 565. Thank you so much. Amy, have you ever been that cringe in your life with your husband?
Probably. Yeah, I probably have.
On camera?
Not that I'm aware of, but
okay. Well, let me ask you a question. If you were running in politics and you had to open up with a I want to relate to people video, would you then reach back into the annals of history through your grab bag of pockets and all your collective goodies and pull out and go, let's have a beer on national TV and see how it goes?
no, it's so easy for me. I would just say, come over to my house any morning that's a school morning and just look at my life. Like,
why would it be a bad thing for Kamala Harris to drink a beer on camera? Does anyone want to try to tackle that? Liv, you look confused. What's going on?
We got a donation, but the email's blank, so I can't find anything. So I'm trying to figure out how to reset my email to get
No, you don't need to reset your email. It's the server. Okay. It's not a big deal. It's probably from Florida or something. So it'll come through. Be safe. I'll let you know if I see it too. Okay, so why would Kamala Harris not want to be drinking on camera? Is there any reason you can think of, Liv?
she's an alcoholic, isn't she?
There you go. That's all.
I didn't know that.
Well, she listen. Allegedly an alcoholic, but I mean, she sloshes her words like a freaking, like the Titanic slaloms through icebergs. So she's a little out there. But that's one reason. What's another reason? Why else Stacy says she's stupid enough. Yes, she is. But why else would you not, besides that you're an alcoholic? Hey, Bobby Richardson. Gosh, just like clockwork. Thank you, Bobby.
She always
Thank you
donates
very
so much. Thank you, Bobby. So sweet.
Bobby, we love you. Love you to death. We appreciate you. Why else would you not want to drink alcohol right now besides the fact that a lot of people think you're an alcoholic? Can anyone give me one more reason? I'm trying to include you two in the show. Can you help me out here? Take a random guess.
Maybe because of all the tragic crap happening in our world, and maybe we're not celebrating that right now.
Spit those answers out when they come to you. You know, when you guys get those, just blur them on out. Just tell us. Everyone contribute. That's right. Because I don't know. There's hurricanes. There's people dying in the Middle East. Fentanyl overdoses. There's dogs and kittens and ducks being slaughtered. It's not the right time. But she's going to do it anyway. And Miller High Life? Really? Holy shit. Talk about, that's like Olympia. That's like, it's like Coors, Rocky Mountain piss water. Really? I mean, Bud Light's better than that, and that comes with a bunch of baggage. Let's watch this. This is so cringe. I'm embarrassed to show this to you because this is possibly a vice president of the United States turning into president, who honestly is about as awkward as they come drinking a beer. Here's the video. Liv, enjoy this one.
One of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with.
Uh-huh.
So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like? Okay. Now we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You asked for Miller High Life. I'm just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, so cheers.
Cheers.
There you go.
How you opened it.
That's not even a poll.
She took a very small sip.
That's the sip. Listen, we all know that she can swallow better than that. I mean, Willie Brown told us this.
Oh,
so my daughter would take a better sip than
Your
that.
daughter would drink half the can.
She would drink half the can. That's absolutely right. But I mean,
Take her a shotgun it. Like that's how she should have handled it. If you're gonna have a beer,
she pulls out her keys, she pops a hole, she turns it on its side, and she's just like, fuck yeah, man. And I would be like, wow, I have respect for her. But look at her right there. Look at her mouth. She's just like, wow, this is not usually
It'd be like me drinking a beer because I hate beer. I don't like it.
This is like my 9 a.m. vodka teenies that I always have, and this is nothing like my vodka teenies. She's not a beer drinker. I mean, look at her. She's just like, oh my God, sure. Look at her clenched jaw. Here's the rest.
Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Champagne and beers.
There you go.
Champagne of beers?
I thought that was Coors. Isn't that their thing? I thought that was
That's
a Coors
banquet
thing.
of beer. It's banquet of beers.
I don't know. I don't really drink beer.
Yeah, I don't care. I drink beer, but I am not. At least like you could do Amstel Light. I mean, you could do Michelob Light. If you got to be a pansy, I don't know. How about just an MJD in the bottle? You know what I mean? But this is obviously a setup. They're like, which beer can we get on? And they're like, Miller will do it. And I remember Donald Trump when he went on with not Jimmy Kimmel, when he went on with Saturday Night Live guy. Come on. Jimmy Fallon. And he's like, is your hair, real? And then he tousled it up and Trump's hair was a mess. Like that was a good moment. When he went on with Greg, come on, Fox News, help me out. I'm having a problem.
Gutfeld.
When he went with Greg Gutfeld, it was great. It was sincere. It was affable. It was funny. This just seems forced. Like, I don't understand. This doesn't help her image because she looks like a clown. I see she's trying. I understand she's trying. But to me, that didn't do it. Liv?
She looked like she was tortured having to drink that. I mean, it looked like probably my face after the first time I tried a beer. It was like, ew, gross. She did not look like she was enjoying it. I mean, if she wanted to you know, do it. She should have taken a good pull of it and, you know, like slam the beer, the can on the desk or something. Just done something. But I mean, it was a pussy drink. She barely drank anything.
I like Amy's point is it's like there's a lot of shit going on right now. And I just would have been like, listen, there's a time and a place, but right now this isn't it. You know, let's focus on the hurricane. Let's focus on my policies. Let's do something. But they're trying to make her so relatable. And I just think it's failing miserably. Anybody else want to add something to this?
I agree with you. I think she doesn't seem like a real human. Like she's so always like robotic with her constant cackle. She can't answer a question. I don't know the interview she just did. I forget the guy's name, but he was like a little hard on her and he was like, but that's not my question. And she was just like, yeah, it was great. And I don't feel bad for her. I don't like her. I think she's so phony. And I just genuinely don't think she is relatable. I don't think she has ever had a relatable moment with anybody. She's so brought up in the political system. She's always had to be what she was told to be. And she doesn't know who she is. Like she's not relatable because she doesn't know who she is. And I don't know. I don't feel bad for her though. I don't like her. She's gross.
Well, especially when there's videos like this going around, and this doesn't help, right? So this isn't going to help her cause, and here it is.
Continuous lying about this stuff. We have to have a buyback. I intend on extending a tax cut, repealing that tax bill they just passed. And also looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up.
Everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
She was big on defund the police.
For too long, the status quo thinking has been you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong.
She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. That's correct.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
She is Biden. The worst inflation we've ever had. A horrible economy because inflation has made it so bad.
Bidenomics is working. It's working. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. My agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Well, first of all, I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private health care options.
I believe it will totally eliminate private insurance.
Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
Good commercial.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people get on Trump and they say, oh, Trump's a liar. Trump is, I don't know, man. The guy said he laid out exactly what he was going to do in 2016. And there's a couple things he didn't get to. Infrastructure was sunk because Congress couldn't get off of its ass on both sides. The border wall. Okay. I love when people are like, you know, it's like in a fight between two guys, and then like one of them, they're walking towards each other and he's slow rolling, but when his buddy comes in and holds him back, then he starts talking shit. And he's like, what, you want some, man? You're lucky my buddy's not here. And then Bobby goes, oh, you know what? Okay, go ahead, man. And he's like, fuck it, hold me back, man. Hold me back. So you stop the border wall. You do everything you can not to fund it. You stop the appropriations and the spending for it. You lock down the money that he reallocated from the defense budget. And then you're like, oh, I didn't get the wall done. He promised he would get the wall done, and look, he didn't get it done. So everything that Trump said he was going to do, he did.
Well, the wall got blocked at every possible chance that it could. How much money did they block from him of getting it done?
Well, it's not that. He had like 24 billion set aside from defense budget, which would have paid for it. He did get 500 miles renovated. He got about 130 miles brand new. It's not like he didn't do what he said he was going to do, but in order to complete it, and then now here they are, and Kamala's like, border wall, we need a border wall. And I just, like, who believes that on day one, she is literally not going to take her pen and write 100 executive orders that essentially put our country into a spiral of overall spending that we can't do again.
She'll be worse than Biden.
Oh, God, yes. Orders. Oh, Biden's a moderate. I'm sorry, he's a moderate. He went along with a lot of the leftist ideology about, 1 year left in his campaign, but he's a moderate. He's never been this, huge spending Democrat. He's always been very stern, very strict, fairly conservative with his fiscal spending, and socially not even. The guy hated black people and gays, for God's sakes. He was against unification and anti-segregation laws. He didn't believe that in gay marriage. Give me a break. The guy's a moderate, if not fairly conservative socially. But Amy, your thoughts on this?
I love the ad. I wish they had, I don't know if you saw, I forget, it might have been the same interview. Somebody asked her, like, what kind of gun do you have? And she's like, a Glock. But didn't say like what kind of, like, it, you could like very much tell like she's probably never actually shot a gun in her whole life. It was just awkward. She's, again, I really genuinely don't like her. She's a terrible person. She's currently in office as the vice president. I think the entire world is trying to forget that. And it's so easy with the news cycle. We are so quick to go through everything. It is easy to like push out of your mind and like memory hole all this stuff. Like it's easy to do. And I'm hopeful that they run that ad everywhere because that is amazing.
Yeah. No, it's a good ad. Shifting gears a little bit, just to keep the Olivia's head is in Diablo. She had a lot of fun on Diablo last night. Very, very happy with the game and the revamp. Folks, Liv.
Yeah.
Don't slam your phone down.
Sorry, I apologize.
This says 8 major hurricanes and 7. Sorry, I'm not trying to be that mom or grandma, but it really does. Like, everyone feels it. Like, you feel it in the shorts. 8 major hurricanes in 7 years, and the title is I can't. This is really hard for me. It says anyone find it a bit odd. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Paula.
Anyone find it a bit odd that these are only hitting red states? I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. You people,
you freaking serious?
You people
flip
need
it around and go. Isn't it odd that people who vote red live in hurricane-ridden states?
Right, folks.
It's funny.
It hit Georgia, and Georgia was blue. So, folks, that's because the South is predominantly red, okay? Just like if this thing was to hit and hurricanes started in the Midwest, you'd be like, dude, this is really weird that hurricanes always start over cornfield and farmers' property. This you're making us look stupid.
It's like in Tornado Alley. It's like,
yeah,
they only hit
home
mobile parks.
Why is the government targeting mobile homes? Because they're okay. I wrote an article about this. I was going to do a show on it, and honestly, it was really going to embarrass people. Okay, so we're gonna do a little experiment here with Amy. Okay,
right.
Amy.
Yes.
You believe in God.
I do.
Okay. What the fuck, Yenny?
Why does she want attention?
What the? Do you guys know that we got her a pink kitty tower for behind Olivia for the show so she can play on it?
Oh, did you get her a little tassel for her hiney hole too?
No, but it'll be here tomorrow, so I have to build it. Okay, so Amy, you believe in God.
Correct.
Okay, so let's talk about some things that make God a feasible belief to have outside of science. Okay, so I'll start. We're all going to play a game, and Olivia, you've got to be involved in this, so you can't start coughing. And Yenny, my God. So I'm going to start. Shroud of Turin. Okay, the enlightened soul of God left his body, and not only did it imprint on the inside of the shroud, but all the way through. Every fiber, every strand permeated, and there was no printing press or anything that would even remotely be able, technology-wise, to do that. In fact, today, in order to saturate an entire shirt through its fabric, top to bottom, there's not technology for that either, unless it's a dye or a stain. But this is very different. This is an imprint that is unrecognizable. And even with today's technology would be a challenge to do unless you purposely make it to do such. Okay. So the Shroud of Turin. Okay, go ahead. Olivia, your turn.
I don't know what the Shroud of Turin is, so
Doesn't
I guess
matter.
I'm
We're
very
talking about
confused.
religious things that kind of help people believe that there is a God. But, what give an example. What helps people believe that there's a God? Shroud of Turin is one thing. Give me another. Oh my God, Liv.
I don't know.
The Bible, Liv?
Oh, okay.
Maybe the Bible? What do you think, the
Sorry,
Bible?
I've been away from religion for so long.
Bible.
Holy fuck.
That was my answer, the Bible.
The Bible. The Bible. That's great. The Bible. Good job, Liv. Amy, how about you?
To not just the Bible, but the accounts of eyewitnesses that wrote them all down. And there was not just one or two, there was thousands
of people.
Yes.
Who witnessed the resurrection, who witnessed God being placed for eternal slumber after the crucifixion into his tomb with an unmovable rock and was gone.
And not just that, I think the Bible is just the ultimate proof. I mean, just take, for instance, and I just learned this, so I'm like, this is amazing. So Jesus had the crown of thorns, which was made to make him feel, embarrassed about this crown of thorns when he was crucified. But if you do a deep dive into when the thorns were first mentioned in the Bible, it was in Genesis, when God was saying your punishment to Adam was going to be, he's going to reap thorns. Thank you, Angela.
Go ahead. You're fine. We'll do it right after. Thank you,
Which
Angela.
was the result of the first sin. So, Jesus died wearing our sins. He's taking on all of that. The Bible was so intentional. God had this planned out from the beginning. If you compare everything from Genesis to Revelation, it all is all tied in together. You just have to do a deep enough dive.
Okay, so there's really no point in going on because you just okay. So the Bible, I'm trying to do this quick, right? So I don't want to this. The whole point of this isn't to prove the existence of God. It's just to name as many things as possible that we can that lend to the credibility that people believe. Children, okay. Children, you see your kids and you go, there's a God. I completely agree with you. I'll go to something that is explainable through science, but a sunset. I'm kind of like the beauty and just the magnificent of that. Every sunset I've ever watched in my life has been different every single time. And to me, I think that proves the existence of something bigger. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's abnormal. But to me, it is just so awe-inspiring and powerful. Liv, do you have something else? Give me something else.
Well, I guess, personally for us, that anytime we're going through something, we always manage to make it through.
Yep.
Something always happens.
Yep.
And to help us out.
Okay.
So I guess that would be, but it's,
Perfect.
a personal thing for us. So.
Perfect. Amy, give me something else.
I will go back to the children thing. I mean, in the Bible, God
can't
talks
go back to children. You already did children. Now you just need to say something real simple. Real simple.
Something simple. I mean,
Yeah, just
okay.
let's name things throughout history, throughout the world that lend evidence that there's a God.
Egypt.
10 Commandments.
Well, do we have proof of the 10 Commandments?
No.
Do we have the tablets? No. How about the Dead Sea Scrolls, right?
Oh, I
Dead
was
Sea
just saying,
Scrolls
yeah.
are proof. Okay. How about go ahead.
Are we the tangible things? There's
Sure.
the Ark of Covenant, which we can't find apparently. But then they said Mary was the new Ark of Covenant. So, she's a real person. Again, documented. It's just, they're finding ruins of was it Moses' house recently or Noah's house? They found ruins.
Supposedly there's something the size of the Ark in Turkey in a glacier that's very difficult to get to by any means other than massive amounts of excavation and getting equipment up there. anything else that sacrament, blood of Christ, anything that's a physical manifestation that proves God's existence. I think we can talk about that every single major civilized society and uncivilized society has a very similar story of theology about somebody with divinity, and people go through good and evil and ultimately can end up in heaven with, or Valhalla, or paradise, or whatever it would be, with a deity. Most of these stories, that lends me to believe that there's some credibility, considering that all those stories. Okay, is there? Then we've got literally personal anecdotal testimony from people who have said that they've been touched by God, or they feel his presence, or they pray and they feel better, or whatever it would be. Okay, so there's all the stuff that we can think of that ultimately helps with the existence of God. Is that fair?
Yeah. Miracles, all the stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, is there any miracles, right? The personal anecdotal testimony. Okay. So is there anything that would disprove God in your mind, Amy?
No, I don't believe.
There's nothing that can possibly disprove God in your mind.
I really don't think so.
Okay. Liv, is there anything that could disprove God in your mind?
Well, on a personal note, the stuff that I was told growing up by my mom and people in the church, and the questions I asked and the explanations and answers I was given don't add up now. And then,
Okay.
like one was, how do people and dinosaurs live together? That was one of the big ones from when I was a kid. And I was told by everyone who I went to church with that was older than me it's God allowed them to live together. The dinosaurs left the people alone. And
that is a perfect segue
doesn't
into
answer.
what I want to go into. Okay. Amy, is there a reasonable explanation as to why, according to the timeline of biblical chronological timelines, why dinosaurs and God would live at the same time period with humans?
It's not on the real biblical timeline. That's why. If you actually go back and look at the true original timeline, I can get you a copy of it if you guys need it.
I just want you to tell me.
Yeah, their dinosaurs were not a part of human existence.
But according to the Bible, how old is the earth?
I actually want to ask my priestess because I have a question
Fair enough.
about Genesis. So I have a question about
Yes.
it.
Okay, so now we have to ask the question, is we now have something that is exploitable, because most people would struggle with that answer. Okay, God exists outside of time, space, and dimensions, but that God does, but human beings don't.
Yes,
so hold on.
but his time's
Hold on. Let
different
me
than
just
our time.
wait. What?
So like this is all speculation. This is what talking about, like time, for instance, like it says God created, the heavens, and then all the stuff, everything was a different day. But they say in heaven, 1,000 years is equal to 1 day on earth. It's all speculation, right? So it's like,
Sure. So nobody knows.
yeah,
So, but the point is that here on terra firma, I'm pretty confident that no matter what timeline we use, whether it be the Mayan or Aztec or Gregorian calendar, or whether it be some Hindu Zimbabwe dinky dinky duku calendar that we're not aware of, 16 million years is going to probably be a very large gap between what is reality and what is bad mathematics. So we would have to ask ourselves the question, is it because it is a mathematical error, or is it because that possibly something in the Bible was transcribed incorrectly? That would be a reasonable deduction, considering that the Bible has been translated from Aramaic to Hebrew to Latin and back again. And of course, there might be something that was lost in translation and multiple things. We learn this because the Bible has contradictions, right? There's many things in the Bible that contradict itself. And God isn't going to contradict himself because he's perfect, and that is a human flaw. Okay.
We can have this conversation later, but I want to hear. I don't know where. I'm trying to think of like where it contradicts. So we don't have to get into that now. But
Sure. Turn the other cheek.
it's not a contradiction.
Sure it is.
Everything's in context too.
Okay.
If you think about in Genesis, not Genesis,
Okay.
Exodus, where we had no rights in the beginning of the Bible, but throughout the Bible, women gained more rights, and we were told to be treated with respect, and we weren't property. God set these rules up because people didn't know how to live. They didn't know that you should not do these things. So God had to start out with baby steps. It's like teaching a toddler. Like you give them a certain amount of rules and boundaries, and then that you expand on that and you give them more freedom because you have to be taught. So
my that wasn't what I was talking about. So when it says turn the other cheek, and it says an eye for an eye. So which one is it? Do we equally distribute justice? Or do we ultimately not?
So great question. First of all, God is a just God, and our laws are based off of justice. We should never make a decision about passing judgment on someone else unless we have asked God for the guidance on that. And he's delivered it so many times. How many battles were fought in, what's his name? That's Samson. Was it Samson? He's like asking, no, it wasn't Samson. Was it?
It's okay.
He's asking
Go
God,
ahead.
do I fight this battle? And God's like, yeah, go fight this battle. I'll help you. And then he's like, what about this battle? God's like, yep. And then he's like, what about this one? And he's like, no, you are not going to fight this way. You are going to fight this battle, just not this way. You're going to do it this way. So it's really just about asking God for the guidance on how to do things, because there's a lot of death in the Bible.
Right. But it still doesn't answer the question of, is it an eye for an eye or is it turn the other cheek? Do we go ahead and put all of our faith in God to essentially delve out justice, or do we truly believe it's an eye for an eye? This isn't there's plenty. I wasn't prepared to go through this tonight anyway, but we're here, so we might as well. How about Genesis 1 and 2? When it talks about the order of creation, there's contradictions in the order of creation.
Yeah.
In Gen 1, I think it's plants were created and then were created before humans. And then in Gen 2, it's humans appear before plants, right?
I do. That's why I have questions about the timeline. Was it one day as an Earth day, or was it 1,000 years as in what it would be, what they would equate to what we think might be the time in heaven, like 1,000 years here is equivalent to one day there. So that I don't know. I also have questions about what God said to Eve when he was like, I'm going to multiply your pain. But if she had never given birth, how would she know what the multiplication of that pain is? Like, I have questions too, but it doesn't change my belief because, again, like you had said, Aramaic to English, plus they've changed words like kill and murder, like simple words, but they have a very dramatically different meaning from the true definition to now.
That's what I wanted the answer. Because I can give you hundreds of contradictions that I would have to research. I can give you 20 off the top of my head, but that's not the point. The point is that most of them can be derived from contradictions, that all books and all chapters and all verses weren't necessarily transcribed at the same time and not all written at the same time. Therefore, notes weren't necessarily compared. There was the game of telephone. There's obviously lost in translation. That's why I didn't want to delve into these specifics, and we're going to lose the point of my exercise actually, because now we've gone completely off topic. I just wanted you guys to list one thing and just do this and just tell me, prove the existence of God. But that's okay. That's what we do in this show. We completely lose it. So let's go through it again. And I'm just going to say the Bible. Olivia, go.
Well, that was the answer you gave me.
Just give me something, anything that would prove the existence of God.
All right, children.
Great. Amy.
I'll go Ark of the Covenant.
Great. Shroud of Turin. Next. Okay, just
Sunset.
great. Next. Just we're just doing an exercise, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just throw the first thing that comes out of your mind.
The Grand Canyon.
Okay, great. Grand Canyon. I'm going to go ahead and say the blood of Christ. And yeah, that's it. Go ahead. Liv, got anything?
Hurricanes.
Okay, hurricanes. All right. So everyone's got a list of things that they can say, this is why I believe in God. Okay, great. So let's do something else. Now that we've got that, there's religion. Let's go ahead and do science. Why is science real? Olivia, give me something that proves science is real.
Because it's based on facts.
Okay. Okay, Amy, give me something that's real.
Boiling water.
Okay, microscope, and I can see molecules and things that my human eye can't. Give me something else. Okay.
Gas,
Anything else?
solid liquids. Like, I don't know, like all the.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the point. We've got two topics that we believe in, but we can't tell why. I mean, let's face it. That was just the most horrible attempt on both topics, science and religion. It was shit. It's complete
Sorry.
shit. It's okay. It's this is the reason we do this. Okay. Olivia, please tell me why a piano makes sound.
Because the keys are connected to strings and they hit a string and it
Please
makes
tell
a
me
sound.
the different sounds and just some of the different sounds a piano makes.
High, middle, low.
Please tell me some of the notes.
C, D, E, F, G, A, B.
Please tell me what the black keys represent.
Flats and
Please
sharps.
tell me what the white keys represent.
Major keys.
Please tell me the type of pianos and what color they might come in.
Yamaha's most popular: black, brown, white, baby grands, grand pianos.
Please tell me some other variations of the piano besides the grand piano. What else?
Like variation, like organ. You got talking like that?
That's a
organ,
variation.
keyboards. I don't know.
Harpsichord.
Yeah, harpsichord, that thing.
Okay, great. And last one, please. How many keys are on a keyboard?
In a 82.
Okay. Why did you know the answers to that, but couldn't explain why you believe in science and why you believe in God?
Because I've studied piano since I was 8.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Amy, I'd like to ask you a question about real estate. Can you please tell me why you base things off of square footage on the house, but not necessarily based upon the acreage and price? And why are they separated?
Well, that's like a loaded question. But square footage of a house is a fluctuating determined number. Same with acreage. It also depends on the location. It's a fluctuating determined number based
Okay,
off
great.
of.
Okay. Can you please explain to me why there's such thing as a half a bath? Because it's either a bathroom or it's not. Why is there a half bath? I don't understand this shit.
It doesn't have a bathtub in it. It's a powder room, water closet, toilet, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't have a bathtub or shower in it.
Why, if you have solar panels on the top of your roof and you have a lease with a contracting company, does that impact the overall lien against the house? And why don't people want to go ahead and embrace solar panels? Why does that hurt the sale of a house?
Were you in my life yesterday and I didn't know this?
Just answer the fucking question.
I just went through this yesterday and this is the mess I'm still dealing with. They can file a lien and they can do it without anybody knowing. It's really a disaster. I don't recommend solar panels after the experience.
Why is buying down the interest rate not necessarily a good thing for everybody?
If you're in a market where the rates are going to drop, you might actually do yourself a favor and just wait to lock in your rate or refinance. If you have a great lender, like I have several, they will do a one free refinance a lot of times for you. So
what's more important, the overall amenities in the house or curb appeal when you're selling real estate?
I mean, that just depends on the person who's buying, right? I mean, truly, some people are handy and they're like, I want to fix up my house and I want to make it what I want. Or some people are like, I want it turnkey. I want to move in. I don't care where the location is. I just don't want to have to freaking lift a finger when I move in. So it just depends on the person.
So Amy, why is it that you can explain all these things about real estate and you probably can answer any question that I have? But when it comes to science and religion, two things I know you believe in, why is that a struggle?
Because it's a fluid thing. It's changing. Science is always changing, right?
No,
It is.
that's
We
really
learn
not.
new things.
No,
I don't know.
No. I think it's the same answer as Olivia, as you spent a lifetime becoming a student of real estate, and you have studied and worshiped God, and you have studied science, but you're not a priest. You're not a nun. You're not a part of the clergy. You're not a scientist. You're not a botanist. You're not a neurologist. So is it fair to say that we have a basic understanding of things that are important to us, but the things that we master, we have to spend a lifetime getting involved in, or an extended period of time to really understand it completely? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you're two very smart ladies. And I can talk about God, and I can talk about science, and I can do it fairly well, but that I'm one of those rare people who annoy the shit out of others because I retain information differently than most. But I'm not an expert. I'm not a theologist. I have a lot of questions. So here's the thing. Is there ever a time that asking questions is a bad thing?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we've all heard the theory that the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's complete bullshit.
Well, we're moms, so we field a lot of questions.
Exactly.
Whoever came up with that question is a fucking moron, because that's not true. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Wrong. Completely wrong. The only stupid question is the one you already fucking know the answer to. And don't ask it. Because you're not asking to learn. You're asking to put a subjective point forward that is impossible to answer. And you're trying to confirm your own biases and convince me. Let me give you an example. Are you ready?
Yes.
Olivia.
Yes.
Does Iran have a right to defend itself?
Yes, I would assume they do.
So killing Jews was fine with you.
No.
You just said it was.
But
Amy,
I
does
plead the
Iran?
fucking fifth.
Amy, does Iran have a right to defend itself?
Yes, but it doesn't equate to killing Jews is fine. And I mean, it's like someone breaking into your house, right? Like if they're Jewish, I might shoot them. I don't know. If they're Jewish, though, I'm just going to freaking defend my home.
Yeah, so basically you can't answer the question. It's just a yes or no. Does Iran have a right to defend itself?
Yes.
So you believe killing Jews is okay?
No.
You just said it was.
I don't believe killing anyone is okay.
So Iran doesn't have a right to defend itself?
Yes, they do.
I'm confused. Okay, so let's stop. Okay, that's annoying as shit, right? I'm asking questions that I know the answer to. Of course Iran has a right to defend itself, and so does Israel. But we also know that Hamas and the Houthis and the IRGC and the Islamic Brotherhood and Hezbollah are terrorist groups, and certainly not Iran. So Iran hides behind proxies to do their dirty work. So when they get slapped, they go, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim.
Yeah.
But the way I framed the question was designed to make you look stupid because you can't answer it, because the question is not answerable, because there are different levels that ultimately will make up the entirety of the answer, yet I won't accept it because I framed it incorrectly. The question is, does Iran have the right to hire mercenary and terrorist groups to do damage to other countries and then claim that they're a sovereign nation who's trying to defend themselves afterwards?
No.
No.
They do not.
But that is the problem today. So now we're going to go ahead and this exercise will all make sense. And thank you, ladies, because your patience is fucking phenomenal. I would have just been like, screw
Mom,
this.
I'm just going to plead the fifth the next question you ask me.
I don't want to be married.
Used to like
Yeah.
trying to get our kids to like just grasp the point for something
Right.
very easy, and
We get dumb questions on a daily basis.
Right. We all know what this feels like because we see it every day on the news. This is what we see, right? We hear it, we feel it, and these questions are ridiculous, and it makes us pissed off.
I'm watching kids that are on the Y stage right now.
Okay, so we all understand that
God
this
bless
would
you.
frustrate the shit out of us, and we see it all the time. We see it on our news. We see it on interviews. We see it in debates. We see it with talking heads who pretend like they care. Okay, so now let's do this. Everything we've just learned from this exercise, and once again, I really appreciate you guys doing this because I understand how frustrating this is. Let's go back and do this. Amy, are you ready? Do you need a minute with customers?
No,
Okay.
no, it's my father.
Liv? Okay. Is he okay?
Everything's good. He's like, he updates. I love him. Thank you,
Thank you, Christine. Okay, Liv, are you paying attention?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Why did the hurricane happen? Why did Hurricane Helene happen? Just why?
I would assume it has something to do with the wind shear and I can't explain wind, but whatever's coming from the south and the north, and they're mixing, and I don't know.
So we didn't learn anything from our exercise so far.
Apparently not.
Amy, why did the hurricane start? Why did Helene start?
I think it started as a tropical. It's like starts in the ocean somewhere. I don't know how they freaking start. I
Ladies,
thought it was the equivalent of a tornado today. I was like, no, it doesn't actually touch the ground.
You almost said it. In fact, you did say it in that jumbled mess. You said the words perfectly.
I don't
and there
know.
were 3 of them.
I don't know.
That's right. That's the only answer. I don't know. Because I know enough about hurricanes, but I don't know everything about hurricanes. So let me ask a question. Why did it start? What?
Perfect weather conditions.
Listen to me. That is the answer. When someone asks you a question like that, they're setting you up for a trap. The answer is, I don't really know. Why? And then that person will be like, oh, that's not really important right now. Or, so the point is this, is that if we don't know something, it's completely okay to say, I don't know. What is it not okay to do?
Is to answer the question like you know it and state it as fact, like our daughter does on a daily basis.
Perfect. That's wonderful. Okay, so now here we go. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you guys are going to ask me the questions, and you're going to ask me about the Lahaina fire in Hawaii. Okay? I don't have a blonde wig and an extreme muscular physique as a female, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it like someone answered it, and you guys get to tell me who it was. Okay? Who wants to? Amy, you get to ask. Go ahead.
I'm asking it in real life or like a jerk.
Just ask me about Hawaii. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Amy.
What caused those fires in Hawaii?
Jewish space lasers.
Yeah. I knew that.
The Jews and Rothschilds did it.
Yeah.
They had a satellite. And don't mock me.
No,
Take this seriously because no. Take it. I'm talking now. Excuse me. I'm talking. You're not talking. You're not talking. I'm talking. I'm talking. Jewish space lasers that were paid for by the Rothschilds, they started it because they want a smart city. They burned all those people's houses except for blue roofs. Because if you have a blue roof, you're rich and you're an elitist. And that is what happened. I will never change my mind. No one will ever convince me that it wasn't Jewish space lasers. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes.
Good. Because that's what happened. Now, if you would like to try to retort, you may. But there's nothing you're going to say that's going to change my mind because I know the government did it. Okay?
Great.
Have a nice day.
Yeah,
the
great.
world is
Great.
better for you being in it.
Oh, great. Thanks. Yeah,
We
just mock me.
Pray for
Yeah.
you.
You need to wake up. You need to wake up and you need to read more. You need to wake up, sister.
So
Okay.
my question is, how did the lasers work?
I don't know that answer because I'm not involved. I'm not the government who did it. I'm not the Jews. Are you a Jew? Is that what your problem is? You Jewy Jew? You look like a Jew. You look like you want to burn me alive right now, don't you? Well, you want to use your space lasers on me, Jew, don't you? You know what? You're a fucking libtard. You're a libtard. That's your fucking problem. You are a rhino. You're a rhino. That's your problem.
Maybe the Jews want revenge for World War II. They're burning people.
Why? Why? The Holocaust didn't happen.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're right. I did forget that.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead. Okay, scene and scene.
Does your name start with a Q?
No, it starts with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh.
She didn't say the rest of that shit, but give her time. She'll get there. Here's the thing.
I was going to say, I was like, when did you start talking to your mother again?
So now we're probably going to lose some viewers because people are like, holy fuck, this guy's nuts. Now you understand what we're talking about because these are conversations that are taking place right now all over the internet. So let's go ahead and just do one more quick example. Okay?
Okay.
Now we're going to ask about the hurricane again, and I just want you to give me a real simple answer, okay? Just the simplest answer you can give me. Why did a hurricane form? Just simple. Keep it simple.
It's water temperatures and wind.
Oh my God, that's not simple. Simple. The most simple answer you can think of.
Weather.
It's hurricane season. Is that fair? Can we say that?
Yes.
It happens every time. It's that most wonderful time of the year. We have Cat 5, hurricanes, lots of wind blowing, and people are in tears.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's hurricane season. Okay, that's simple, right? That's easy. Everyone get it? Okay. That is the most simplest explanation. There really doesn't need to be much detail. However, there are people out there who want to grow. They want clicks. So they will post something like this. And ladies, once again, you guys deserve a drink of Miller beer after this.
Oh,
I'll pass, but thank you.
Hard pass, yeah.
They will post this and this is what they'll say. What's going on?
What's going
on? What's happening? Somebody tell me what's wrong with this picture. They know fucking well what's wrong with this picture. They know exactly what's wrong with this picture. They know.
I remember Zeta, and when did we get to the end of the alphabet? That's my question. Sorry.
Oh my God, squirrel!
There was one. We actually had started over at one point.
So my point is this. Is they're posting for engagement. And what happens? This is what happens. Somebody will come on and say, they're hitting all red states to suppress voting. Then somebody will go, government suppresses voting with hurricane. And then an article with cloud seeding will pull up. Or ionosphere lasers heating up the environment or throwing up reflective material to stop global warming, or a B-27 or a B-17 that flew into a hurricane in 1948 and dropped copious amounts of CO2, which was actually done by GE. And one of the GE scientists said, well, once we did that, then the hurricane turned. And now everyone believes that we can go ahead and control hurricanes and where they go and where they don't go. Because there are patents that actually state how to maneuver a hurricane. Well, I'm going to show you 27 other patents, one of them being how to track Santa Claus.
That's right. I had that on my phone.
Yeah, we had it for...
No. There's not fucking Santa Express Polar, NORAD tracker. We're talking how to really track Santa Claus 365 days a year. There is also a patent on how to put radioactive pellets in your teeth in order to stop gum cancer. Does that sound good for everybody?
I don't think so. I'm going to pass on that one.
But there's a patent, so it's real, right?
Sure.
Folks, there are millions of patents for some fucked up crazy shit that is completely not feasible just so companies cover their bases. Very similar to the person who bought HairyMexicans.com in 1982 and is now a multi-billionaire because he squatted on a URL, and then somebody who wanted to create HairyMexicans.com gave him $3 million for it. It's called patent squatting. So there are a ton of patents out there that will make you believe all crazy shit, but it doesn't mean anything. Now, is there truth to the fact that the government has gotten involved in cloud seeding?
Yes.
From what I've heard, but I don't know.
Yes. Have they injected certain chemicals into the environment and certain type of plastics that they can put into the ionosphere to reflect particles from the sun and bounce back solar radiation back into space? Yes, it's 100%. Did they have things that would send lasers into the ionosphere that would ultimately go ahead and create humidity and would ultimately, possibly, negligibly, or in a large scale, create clouds and moisture? Sure. Did they drop large amounts of CO2 into a hurricane? Yes. Now, here's the last part. Was there a movie called Twisters where they took diapers and threw them into a fucking F5 tornado, and the diapers stopped the F5 tornado because of the polymers built into a diaper?
That Oscar-winning movie.
Folks.
I love that movie back in the day.
But
no, this is the new one.
Hold on. We're not done.
I haven't seen it.
Just let me finish. Okay. I'm almost done. Then we can move on. Folks, but I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions here. I'm just asking questions. Why are you so upset? You must be from the government. You must be lying. Twisters, plural, not Twister. Not Bill Paxton. Not We Got Cows. The new one, where bitch drives an F-250 into an F5. F5. And puts like 27 barrels of polymer from a freaking diaper up into it, and it absorbs the water and stops the hurt. And people are like, 92% audience score. People are like, that's totally feasible. They can stop an F5 tornado with diapers. But any reasonable human being, anybody who's ever been through a tornado, anyone who's seen a tornado knows damn well, or anyone who's been through 25-mile-an-hour winds knows, and there ain't no fucking amount of diapers that are going to stop an F5 tornado, okay? And there is no form of cloud seeding that is going to create a hurricane of these magnitudes and size. What's interesting is that you have scientists telling you that global warming is real, and I don't believe it either. But you don't believe that shit because you're like, it's too far-fetched. But you believe that the government has space lasers to create hurricanes, and they're trying to wipe out North Carolina for lithium, when all they got to do is use eminent domain and seize the land anytime they want without creating a hurricane that kills thousands of people. And now you tell them that in Florida, they're trying to suppress the vote by launching a hurricane 28 days before the goddamn election.
Joke's on you. They're all old and vote early or mail in their ballot.
Folks, just because bad things happen doesn't mean that there's some master plot that's causing this.
The government is not behind everything.
Folks, do you think I make it? Viewers are dropping like flies. You want to know why? Because you don't want to hear it. You want me to tell you, you're right. There's Jewish space lasers in Lahaina, that bioweapon labs in Ukraine are real, that the election was stolen. You want to hear these things. And this is why my show isn't at millions. This is a perfect example. This is the lowest number. This is our busiest night of the week on Wednesdays, and we're at 102. How do I know? Because right here explains it. There are people out there that are saying that the Holocaust never happened, that Jews are evil, that Hamas are good, and they have millions of followers. They're telling you that they're space lasers and that they can control hurricanes, and they have millions of followers. Because people want to believe that there's some giant big wheel that turns this all. And unfortunately, there's not. Our government couldn't do this if they tried. And now you have to talk. There would be whistleblowers. There would be evidence. There would be an investigation. You guys think. Do you really think foreign governments would not leak this shit? Do you think that we wouldn't literally have hurricane wars? Can you imagine the battle of the hurricanes? Russia puts what... Complete. Folks, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you, you are smarter than this. You've been watching my show for a long time. I am sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of battling the stupidity. I can't do it anymore. So this entire exercise tonight, where I sacrificed our donations and our numbers, is so you could go and fight this stuff and do one simple thing. Sometimes when you ask questions, it does more harm than good. Because your questions are not based in any reasonable thought. They have no validity. You have taken anecdotal evidence, and here's where I'm going to put it all together. Unequivocally, Amy knows that God exists because she has spent a lifetime believing it. And you're going to just try to disprove that with one piece of non-circumstantial evidence to go ahead and say she's wrong. Where you're going to say that 93% of the world suffers from mass delusion because you found something on Wikipedia that you think nobody else has found. That is the most irrational and stupid thing I have ever heard in my existence. That you think you can disprove thousands and thousands of years because you found something on Wikipedia about some stupid fucking ionosphere test in 1948. And you're like, that's it. The government's killing people. That's the missing piece. That's all I got to say. Somebody save me from this because I can't be the only one pissed off at this. How can, Amy, when you see this shit, how does it not bother you? Olivia, how does it not bother you when people believe this stuff?
Well, it does bother me, but there's a reason I really don't go on Facebook much anymore, except for this show, because it's full of stupid people and all they do is argue, and it just sucks you into an argument that you really honestly don't want to be there in the first place, and you're getting angry and pissed off, and you just feel like shit afterwards. So I just stay off it because people they're ignorant and they're stubborn and they're bullheaded and they believe what they believe, and no one can tell them any different. And that's just the way people are.
Let me show you something real quick. I'm going to get you two pissed off at this. I'm going to get you angry at this. This is a video that's titled Government
All right, well, today
Killed the
is
Hurricane.
Saturday, August the 19th, 2023. And right now at 10 p.m., we have a temperature of 74 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 65%. The dew point is 61 degrees. We have a barometric pressure of, so just in a couple hours, they'll update the adjacent to the eye wall. And if we look at the close-up map, Tropical Tidbits map right here, let's take a look at what actually happens. We can see a satellite transmitter interfering right there. It begins right adjacent to the eye wall. And we see that eye wall just disintegrates because this high pressure, this is being generated by probably a laser, a space-based laser. And we see that it superheats the water vapor there around that eye wall. And it just disrupts the lift. And there's just a complete disintegration of that hurricane. So we're watching the very latest frames.
Wait.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's more?
It's like some of the Sol haze.
Okay. Okay, now, Matt, you just searched the internet for days and you found that one video. I just searched it 27 seconds ago, and it's the first one that pulled up.
That dude needs to be neutered and never have children.
There are tens of thousands of comments on X right now that the United States government can control hurricanes. First of all, eye walls collapse.
Yeah.
They collapse all the time.
Yes, they do.
And the reason why
twice already, right? And then regrew.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
I don't know what it's called. Respawn.
Well, it's called shedding its footprint. And ultimately what happens with hurricanes is there's so much force that eventually it collapses on itself, but then it reforms. Now, this can be created and hindered by land. This can be created by a different swell and cool water. This can be done with downward or upward pressure. There's a lot of things that can drop it, but the eye wall collapses and usually rebuilds. Sometimes it doesn't rebuild at all. The point is that if there was a laser, okay? Now follow me here. That hurricane alone was 326 miles wide. How big of a fucking laser do you believe it's going to take? Is it the size of the Death Star? Because the last time I checked, all the Mexicans are not dead. Because if you send a laser that can evaporate the moisture instantaneous, how hot does that sound? But see, the point is that then you are entertaining a fool's conversation. You know what I would say? You're fucking crazy. Goodbye.
Well, here's the real question. It's not, is it a laser? It's what color is the laser? Is it yellow?
That's right.
That's what I
Or
was
is it green or is it blue?
It was green.
It was green?
Death
Okay.
Star laser was green. And my brother is still an idiot and owes me $20 fucking. It had a little yellow in it, predominantly a green laser.
Goodness.
Go ahead, Amy.
That really was my question. What color are the lasers that are doing this destruction? Because different laser frequencies have different color beams, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a proven thing with real science, right? It just makes me want to go back to the 80s when we did not have the internet, where you couldn't just say whatever you thought, because it does just take one person. And back, I think a long time ago, we would say like, oh, that's so-and-so. Don't pay any mind to what they're telling you. But now they have a platform, and then someone's going to go, yeah, that sounds accurate to me. And then it just snowballs.
It's just ridiculous. Can you try to cut her tail off or something? Can you feed it to a Haitian or something?
We're not in Ohio, so.
I know. So listen, the whole reason why I did this tonight, it's not to, it doesn't mean you don't. I always ask the why, right? That's a great question. But when you do this, hey, I'm just asking questions. No, you're not. What you're trying to do is to send a little bait out there and see if I'm going to bite. And if you're like, hey man, you know the government can control hurricanes, right? And I'm like, yeah, they can. And they're like, fucking sweet. Let me show you this. I am telling you right now, I don't have all the answers. But that is how I know that this shit isn't real. Because you do. It's a real simple thing. The ladies prove the point. I don't know. I can't tell you why, with physical evidence, why God exists versus a couple things. I just know. And I can't tell you everything about science or why I believe it, but I just know. But if you tell me that you have evidence that ultimately can disprove the way I feel, and you show me and you can't, that doesn't mean that I need to read more or educate myself or get woke. It means that you need to do a better job of explaining your bullshit, because right now you sound fucking crazy.
These laser people are right up there with flat earthers.
They're all the same. They're right up there with climate change fucking doomsayers. This is what I've tried to tell you. There is no difference between Republicans and Democrats, only the things that they believe.
It's
We're the
funny because
same.
when you showed that model, I thought, where's the flat Earth model for his space? Because he had like the fake. It was a really bad model of the globe, but.
Well, but here's the thing. When you go ahead and say Republicans and Democrats are exactly the same, you know what they say? No, Democrats are fucking crazy. Really? I get some crazy things that I hear a lot of Republicans talking about. The human mind, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you are on. There is crazy on both sides. And we need to eradicate that shit, because these people vote. And there are people who are more concerned about a laser creating a hurricane than they are about the fucking election coming up. They're like, we got to solve this problem of why the government keeps sending hurricanes at us. And I'm like, how about we vote? And then I want you to hold your breath for 15 minutes. And if that doesn't work, I want you to do it longer.
Yeah. Speaking of elections, I meant to send it to you yesterday about an actual problem. I mean, it's been solved, that they tried to do a terrorist attack on the United States on election day. I sent you that article. I'm sure you probably already knew about it, though.
Who's they?
I forget. I read the article, and I think it was Iran, maybe.
Leroy commented on it, so on our text string.
Yeah, I'd like to. Which one?
Oh, Afghan.
Our dumb chat.
Yeah, dumb
our
Wait,
text.
Dumb chat or our text?
Our text.
Our text. Okay. How far back is it?
Like the most recent text.
Oh, there it is. Afghan national arrested for plotting an election day terrorist attack in the name of ISIS.
There you
ISIS. That's a little outdated, isn't it?
Guess so. But I know it's true. I heard about it before I saw the article.
Let me see what Leroy says, and then we can move on. I'm sorry, folks. I had to do that. Leroy says effing scary.
Yeah.
This isn't the first, and it won't be the last. Now, okay.
No.
I want everyone to take a breath and relax. Okay? And understand that I'm not saying that you shouldn't read on cloud seeding, and you shouldn't read on HARP and DARPA and all this other shit. You should. But just because you read something and you go down the rabbit hole, okay, you kind of have to ask yourself, why am I going down this hole? Because in retail, we call that analysis paralysis. And Amy knows what I'm talking about. It's when you look at listings or you look at overall your revenue report and you wake up at 8 a.m. and you start looking, and then it's 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night and you realize you haven't got anything done. It's called analysis paralysis. It's called the rabbit hole. And you could look at a problem so long that you can't even see it anymore. The 60,000 foot look is good, but sometimes you got to get down on ground level. And sometimes it's okay to ask somebody, hey, am I fucking crazy?
Is the moon made of cheese?
Cheese. Hey, Amy, I just was looking at this site, and it said that the slee stacks from Land of the Lost are actually real, and they're in Guantanamo Bay, and they've got all the politicians. Isn't this great? Am I crazy or what? You're fucking crazy. Oh. Why?
Let's go there.
So sometimes it's okay to ask the question and get a second opinion on your psychosis and neurosis. Okay? Are we good? All right. I know I'm not talking to anybody who's watched this show for more than 5 minutes, because most of my listeners are pretty freaking smart. But
so I got a question.
Yeah, go.
What was Marky's pickup line the first time you met him at Game Crazy?
I have no idea.
I don't know, because apparently you said it.
Oh, I know. Oh, I remember. I remember exactly what it was. It was this. It was, hey, how about you and I go back to my place and order a large pizza with pepperoni and fuck each other's brains out? What? You don't like pizza? That's what you do. It's my pickup line. Marky remembers. He's going to be like, hell yeah, that was it. All right. I've never used that line in my life. I never used a pickup line. I was just myself, and I talked about
natural charmer,
slee stacks, and that
Jewish space lasers.
Jewish space lasers gets them every time. Thank you, Mel. Mel, thank you so much for donating to that piece of shit segment. You know, tonight didn't look like it was going to be a good night anyway.
Oh.
Here's something. Here's something.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, the whole is the moon made of cheese. Lady
Hey.
J just said it must be made of Swiss cheese. It's holy.
Oh, but bum. We got a rim shot there. Okay, how couples met 1930 to 2024. This will be interesting. Amy, do you need to go?
It's the freaking gnat that still lives in my office. It will
Oh my
not
God.
die.
This is like when you thought, you know what this is like? I forgot. You are one of those space laser people. This is like the time that you thought there was an extraterrestrial that was a fucking bug in your FLIR.
I'm telling you, you can look at my cameras. You can look at bugs on my cameras. You can look at the deer who was watching that UFO, which they were talking about seeing those conical shaped UFOs. It's a UFO.
No, it's not.
I don't know.
Okay.
Milton's making landfall right now, just so you know.
Milton's making landfall. Thank you.
We actually have somebody who's in Tampa Bay right now.
All right, keep
watching
us
the show.
Call in, video, show us what's going on. How couples met 1930 to 2024. I apologize for the size of this. Maybe I could do this. I think I can. I'm gonna have to resize the window. I want to thank everyone who's donated tonight. Thank you so much. We're trying to hit 250 tonight. We got some expenses that popped up when it came to the show that we didn't expect. Thanks, Facebook. It's amazing you won't pay me the money you owe me, but you'll charge me for frickin' advertising that I didn't expect to pay. Thanks a lot.
That you're not doing anything in the first place of. So.
Yeah, but anyway, we appreciate it. How couples met 1930 to 2024. This is an interesting graphic. Amy, can you read the first line, please?
How couples met.
I'm sorry. The first graph line.
22.76% of people met.
Oh my God. The title right here, kiddo. This thing right here. Just thank you. Thank you. 1930, 22.76% family. How did couples meet? Olivia in the second line, please. Right here.
I have an issue with this graph.
Olivia, read the.
I love Venn
It
diagrams.
needs to be a Venn diagram.
I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis about where there is the intersection, right? Yeah, I see people that you agree with me, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
This isn't a Venn diagram. This is a graph.
I know. School.
Okay. School. Thank you.
She doesn't know the difference, but
School,
you know.
22%. Friends, yellow. Neighbors, church. Bar, restaurant, college, co-workers, online. Okay. Where do you think at 1950 would be the number one? Where do you think?
Family, probably.
Okay.
I would assume.
Think it would stay family?
It would probably, honestly, school might be there.
Okay. Amy?
School, or I would say, school, friends.
Okay. What about 1975?
Bars.
Where would you see? Yeah, bars moves up.
Probably.
Okay. What about college? Would college move up?
College would probably move up in the 80s, I would think.
Okay. So 80s. And where would you think we would be at in 2024?
Online.
Online?
Number one, online.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look. Let's watch the graphic and let's see what happens here.
I would say college would be pretty significant too, possibly.
All right. All right. So 1947, we're at friends, family, school, neighbors, bar, restaurant, bar. It creeped up. Church, coworkers, college, and online. We can go ahead and stop at 75 up here.
No friends. Holy cow. Bars is moving up though, Amy.
Yep. All right. 1975. 26% friends. Family is dwindling down. I wonder why. Bar and restaurant have moved up. Co-workers, school, neighbors, college, church, and online still hasn't entered the game. We won't see online really enter until like 1985, 1990. But any surprises that bar is moving up so quick? Friends, but family is moving down.
That's a good point.
I'm not
Why?
surprised.
Not surprised either. Yeah.
Yeah, not surprised.
Okay, let's see what else happens here. And right there, 1983, 1945, 0.2% online gets itself on the chart. Once again, you're not going to really see it hit until 88, 90, 91. That's when Chat Excite kicks in and Napster and dating sites and all that type of stuff. Let's see where we go from here.
Watching it grow.
Well, there it is. Now, it's interesting. 2002, online starts making a climb, but friends are still a solid first place, but family is gone. Like family is dropping like a rock. Bar and restaurant are kind of still there. Coworkers have made a push. Neighbors completely. College, neighbors, church, school, family, bar and restaurant, all sub 5%. Completely dropped off. Let's see. And that's where we finish. 60.7.
It's kind of sad.
0.76% of relationships start online. What does that tell you? I mean,
we spend way too much time online, on social media, on dating websites that we actually need to turn off the computer or the phone and get outside more often.
Amy, anything else it tells you besides that?
Yeah, no, I would absolutely agree. I think it's because people stopped doing things socially. Like they stopped going out. They stopped going to, go out with friends to a restaurant or going to church or socials that were organized by, your neighborhood, things like that. People stopped doing those things.
What if I told you that the divorce rate went ahead and aligns with that climb, that the larger online relationships form, that divorce ultimately has increased? Now, what if I told you that the overall number of divorce hasn't increased, but the amount of the same people divorcing has increased, where instead of one person getting a divorce and then finding happiness or just not getting married, that you're seeing 3, 4, 5 divorces become more frequent than people actually getting singular divorces? Would that surprise you based upon online meetings?
No.
So is there, now what if I told you there's one more correlation? You have divorce that aligns with the online presence. What is the other thing when it's about relationships that also, do you think, correlates with those numbers? Can anyone come up with it?
Children.
That's right. That's right. So for the first time ever, we have realized that the United States is actually in a decline. Under 1% of one child per family. It's like 0.96 now. That more illegals entered the country than newborn babies last year.
Jeez.
So if we can answer this question, why is online dating such an abysmal failure to find a relationship? Thank you so much, Amy.
Amy.
And second, not only that, but why does it lead to having no children? And why is it depressing the overall family unit when it comes to the Ozzie and Harriet white picket fence dream? What's the correlation? Anybody know?
I think it's because even with online dating, everyone is a keyboard warrior and you are not your true self, even on those dating websites. You're not putting, I mean, everyone does it. They only, on Facebook, they only put out the best pictures of yourself or the best pictures of your family. And they only put out the happy posts and blah, 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 blah. No one knows who you really are online.
Amy?
And that's, you never put who you really are out there online, and you never will. And it's, I don't know how long, I've never gone on a dating website, but it's like, I don't know how long these people actually date before they meet.
That's a good question. I can answer that question.
Yeah. And how long that takes. And it's like, they've made the charade for so long that they just continue with it after they've met, and then they can't do it anymore.
Amy, did you have something you wanted to add? And before you add, I wanted you to think about one thing. What is the average time frame of somebody who gets married and then has children? Think about that for a second, but go ahead.
I think that would depend on the age, but I think a lot of the reason that people are meeting online and getting divorced is because they do spend the majority of their time online, and they're comparing their partner to these other perfect people who only put the perfect photos up, and they think that they need to ascertain somebody who only has the perfect Instagram photos, and they deserve that. So I think it's part of it. It's just no one's ever happy with where they are. They don't want to work on the tough things, and they think there's always a click away to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's interesting. The average person back in 1940, 50, 60, 70, 80, until we started seeing the decline, how long do you think it took them to have call back in just a few minutes. I want to get through this. How long did it take people to have children before we started seeing the decline when it came to like family and work and friends? How long did people wait to have kids back then?
Most people did it right away.
That's
I mean,
right.
it was like honeymoon.
6 months.
Yeah.
It was an average of 6 months. How long do you think people wait to have kids now?
10 years.
5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years really close. It's three.
We waited 8.
It's 3 to 5 years waiting, depending upon age. Amy's absolutely correct. If you're an older male, it's a little quicker. If it's an older female, it's definitely quicker. If it's a younger female, they wait longer. But overall, the average is 3 to 5 years. What do you think that does to the overall population rate? Can anyone tell me from going from that time period of waiting 6 months to waiting 3 to 5 years, the death to life and birth ratio, how big of an impact from a percentage if we're at a 0.96 right now, the average child? If people would have kept up with the time frame of having children, where would we be as far as a number, the average child per household? Would it have gone up or would it have gone down?
Yeah, down significantly.
Wait, I didn't hear you. The cat meowed. It would have went up.
I think it would have gone up.
It absolutely would have went up because back in the 1940s and 60s, we've had 100 million people since then. So we have 100 million more people. Does anyone know what the average household rate would be if people only waited 6 months after being married to have a child?
Oh, no, a lot more, obviously.
1.67.
Yeah.
You are going to create almost 3/4 more children. So where we have is this gap, and people say it's religion, it's the family unit. It is simply people meeting online, not developing a true relationship where they know each other's idiosyncrasies. They don't have expectations because everyone's using filters, or people are only showing their head and then they find someone's 350 pounds or whatever it would be. Is that their online persona is setting up people for unrealistic expectations and a relationship which isn't solidified in personal experiential learning that is degrading the institution of marriage. That's degrading the institution. Oh my God. That's degrading the relationships and ultimately having an effect. Now, some people are going to say, well, it's more expensive. Getting a house. All these things play a part, but if the relationship isn't solid, all those are really moot points, right? We have to look at the root cause. Your thoughts on this? How do we go back to building relationships that actually can last versus having these digital relationships, which are an abysmal failure? Now you can call in, caller. Amy? Olivia?
This is not a popular answer, but I would say let's go back before the 1960s, before the feminist wave took place and that women were put outside of the home and our roles changed completely. We were not, I mean, that's really what it is. Women don't want to have kids. I think a lot of it's false. I think most women think they don't want to have kids or think that they can wait as long as they are. I don't know. I don't know. Just not buying it.
So come on, Matt, it's Trump's fault. Remember? Damn it, I forgot about that. It's those Jewish space lasers doing those high altitude laser circumcisions and castrations. So you're just walking out, all of a sudden your dick falls off, and you're like, damn it, I can't have kids. Mel, bring it on, sister. Let's hope you are you connected? Do you have a good connection tonight?
I hope so.
What do you want to talk about?
This topic, because as not a recent divorcee, whatever, it's been 10 years. And when I did and had to start life over at 60 again, I'm like, okay, so I went out onto these different sites for us older people, whatever, and OMG, it was absolutely, I couldn't believe the crap that was out there. It was just, and I only put it as local, but I got stuff from California and blah, whatever. It didn't matter. It was all garbage. And I did go on a couple of meetups, only 2. I will say couple because it was 2. And it was like, oh, well, and these guys were like, and they're not young because we were the same age. At that time, I was 60. I'm like, so I'm a little bit older now, but it was like, and they had these demands. And I'm like, are you fucking insane?
What type of demands? Like, get
really?
specific. Get specific. What type of demands?
Well, you can't smoke. You have to eat whatever. I do this hunting, fishing, blah, whatever. And this is, and I go do whatever. And I'm like, and do you buy into well, but there was no discussions about that on the chat sites, whatever. But when you meet them in person, it's a whole different ball game. So, yeah.
So,
I find that the guys, older like me, whatever, have different perspectives than older girls like me have on the sites. So, but it was really actually, and it entertained me for a year or so. Nothing.
Did Tim Walls reach out at all, or
what's that?
Did Tim Walls reach out? And he's just like, hey, Tim Walls, the vice presidential candidate with Kamala Harris. Tim Walls. Shit,
oh no!
It's a Jewish space lasers. They're blocking the phone call from Canada. Mel, can you hear me, hon? Yeah.
Oh no!
They block her stuff every night, and you notice how this is the lowest. Not like usually it's 200 on Wednesdays. We're low because we talked about satellites, we talked about Jewish space lasers, and we got throttled. Even when you're disparaging it and blowing that stuff out of the water, no pun intended, you still get throttled. Mel, can you hear us now?
No. I hear you. Can you hear me?
Not really. You sound like you're in Beirut.
I know.
You don't have a pager, do you?
No, I don't have a pager. It's not going to block.
All right. Can we tell you we love you? We heard you. We heard you loud and clear for a second, and we hope you're okay and everything's all right in Canada land.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Justin Trudeau is locking up. All right, Amy, you've worked retail.
I did.
Right?
I did.
Olivia, you worked retail.
Yes, I did.
Years ago. But yes, I did.
Yeah. So when you guys paid in stone and rhinoceros or Tyrannosaurus Rex teeth, this is shit. That's the one you're gonna love. No, you're gonna love that. So this is Tim Walls and Kamala's wife, Jack Me Off, and they go into a coffee bar and order coffee. It's a pretty simple process, right? You go in there and you say,
yeah,
I would like an upside down mocha latte with 3 pumps of caramel and 14 shots of vanilla, because these guys are complete fucking sissies. I walk in, I'm like, give it to me. Whatever's black and wet, I'll take it. Then Kamala comes around the corner.
Oh my gosh, I knew that was going.
Yeah, so this is what they did. Tell me what you notice. Here it is.
I think it's like you guys go for all right, you get the tea? All right. Yep, I got it. I'll wait for your tea. I feel exposed right now. Thank you so much. And someone will be up here today. It's okay. Right? No, well, no, like he's coming. Thank you so much. Yeah.
This is what would be known as a clickbait. What do you notice, right? So this is to get interaction on Twitter and Facebook, is they put up some obscure video and go, what do you notice? And everybody notices something different, and there's nothing to notice because it's not important. But in this case,
they didn't pay.
They didn't fucking pay.
Yeah. Someone will be up to pay. No, really, he's coming. He's right there.
We need to redistribute. We need to redistribute somebody's wealth. We should do that. We should go into a coffee shop and be like, we'll be right back, but that person's going to go ahead and pick up the tab. Then you got to ask yourselves the question, what else is important? And they're in the food service industry. So then what happens?
Tips.
Yeah. Do you tip that person? What? My thoughts are this. We did this at Applebee's. Is that I was in Wyoming working, and I just got done with training in Nebraska, and we went to Wyoming, and we were trying to find a place to live, and we had to move there in 7 days. And it was right before college. There were no places to live. Livy and I could not find an apartment. So we were scouring the want ads inside Applebee's, and we got to eat there for free. But the point is you always leave like a 40% tip for the waiter. I forgot to tip, and I'm in the waiting industry, right? I went back to Wyoming for the final 7 days, and my DM called. He's like, I don't think we can allow you to work in Wyoming. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And he's like, you didn't tip your waiter. And they don't want you. Like every single waiter and waitress has said, no fucking way do we want this manager, and we'll quit if he shows up. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, this isn't even like the Me Too movement yet. And I'm just like, what the hell? To me, you don't stiff a waiter. We don't know if someone's going to tip. Why don't you have a credit card? Why are you too good? Can you imagine how much of an elitist you must be not to have a credit card to buy a cup of coffee? So I sent that person like $100. And I wrote a check, and I was like, I was devastated. I'm like, I'm so sorry. We were so stressed out. We felt horrible.
I remember this.
We made a huge mistake. We didn't know. And of course, everything was fine. But, you know, it looks bad where you just walk out and you don't even say goodbye. We were like ready to cry because we could not find a place to live. And we
even had a realtor looking for us.
Yeah, it was stressful as shit. Sandy was her name. Anyway, I remember stuff like that, but I can't remember our anniversary. But anyway, so these guys are elitists, right? I mean, isn't that what that means? They can't even pay for their own coffee? What do you think, Ames?
I think that they're too good to even, I don't even know why someone didn't order for them. I mean, I think it's ridiculous they had to stand at the counter and even just be in public with like their riffraff. Like this is uncalled for. It's disgusting. I don't know why they were even. Like
why they didn't have actual like really expensive china to serve their stuff.
You should have at least hired a Colombian to do your gardening and make you coffee. I mean, come on, any good liberal would do that. Of course, you'd have to allow them to get over the wall that you've put around your house because walls work at your home, but just not on the border. Right. Okay, ladies, I'm not even going to set this one up. I'm just going to tell you to enjoy. This person has like 1 million followers. And I can't stand this person. I mean, this person, like, can I just be? I want to be honest. I just want to be completely transparent. I don't mean to say this for any other reason than just to be completely truthful. With all the meaning in my heart, I'm not going to set this up. If this person showed up, I would shoot them.
Yeah,
I'd shoot them. Hold on. I'm not threatening this person, but this person, I would be like, this person's here to fucking kill me. Like, I would shoot them. If they were walking up on my property, I was in my car, and I got a long driveway, and they were walking up, and they didn't have like a vacuum in their hand or something that they wanted to sell, and they were dressed like this, I would be, this is a listener who's going to try to kill me. I would pull out I wouldn't ask any questions, I'd kill them. I swear to God, I mean that with all the sincerity in my heart. Amy, go ahead.
I've seen a few videos by this guy. He's absolutely disgusting. I mean, like revolting, disgusting. And I'm going to say it, I don't care, YouTube or whatever. He's a groomer. Like he's told people on his freaking, I don't know what platform he's on, but I've seen the videos. He's like, if you don't have parents that will accept you, like I will be your mom, I will be your dad. Like he is disgusting. I don't like this person. And does he wear dentures? Because like, I
think so. Those teeth are completely not real. Those gums are either that or he's done a shit ton of meth. But let's listen so we can all be repulsed. Here it is. Maybe.
Hi. Should you cut off contact with family members just because they are voting for Donald Trump? Yes. If so far they have not been able or willing to listen to compassion, to listen to kindness, to listen to you, or even to do their own research and discover that hatred's not the answer, that love and kindness is the answer, if they are unwilling to change, they must experience consequences. And you should not withhold those consequences from them. The consequence in this case would be they don't get your beautiful, loving, wonderful presence in their lives. It's over. And they are gone. You need to make it real for yourself.
I can't say anything. You guys say
You know
something.
what? I think I need to rethink who I'm voting for because I don't want people like that to cut me out of their life. Please give me a freaking break. I wish this person, man, it's a man. Come on, he's got a freaking beard
Yeah,
and purple eyeshadow. What woman wears purple eyeshadow and has a I'm sorry.
Got a dick. 100%. There's a dick there.
This man should get a clue that 50% of the internet is voting for Donald Trump. So he should just quietly take himself away. And yes, there's something revolting about this person, but not just because of his content and not because of how his appearance is. It's the messages he tells. And it's a lot of children who follow this man. This adult man has tons of children followers. It's disgusting.
There's not enough Miller High Life in China for me to, or what was it? It was Miller what? Miller Light? What was she drinking?
Miller High Life.
Miller High Life.
You know what I just heard? I heard that he's one of the head writers on the Lincoln Project.
There's no doubt in my mind that this guy, and when I say, I'm sorry, I'm not lying. If there's somebody with a shotgun going up my driveway, this person's a threat. This person is called for, he very subtly calls for violence against Trump support. I mean, this person's nuts. If you deny, misgender his ass, this person can go from zero to completely batshit in a New York minute. Liv, how do you feel when women like this represent you? Does this bother you?
Well, according to President Jill Biden, that's the woman of the year and deserves an award for, how he acts. But
yeah. So brave, right? It's just
very
brave that a woman like that could come out and just share their story with you. I'm inspired. In fact, I think I'm going to vote for Kamala. Howard Stern, I showed you a little video that was for the love of God, Yenny. I mean, seriously. She's over there pawing your face. Mm-hmm. She's just like,
yep.
Look at this.
Yep.
Okay.
Does she sleep on your face at night, Liv? Is she
No, we don't let her in the room.
No, but I do. So I know it was. So here's a compilation of Howard Stern. It wasn't just one racist thing, and yes, it's been bleeped out. Watch this, because Kamala Harris, the bastion of diversity, equity, and inclusion, decided to go ahead and go on Howard Stern. Here you go. Enjoy.
If he wins, God forbid, would you feel safe in this country? Would you stay in this country?
Howard, I'm doing everything I can to make sure he does not win.
What are these guys up to with mispronouncing your name? They act as if they can't say Kamala. Is it supposed to be an insult? Is it like Barack Hussein? Is it some sort of
It's the same
slur?
old tired playbook.
We're going to be playing Black Jeopardy. The brothers were complaining about the prizes. They said they didn't want fried chicken from Roy Rogers. They said they get enough fried chicken.
Here tonight, so it's all right. Ain't that right, you smelly?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly.
The Honorable Clarence Thomas.
Oh, oonga boonga. The black people are against me because they say that I'm not a real black man. I'm the one going to get lynched. Let me tell you something. We're going to be in trouble with the NAANP, the ECOC, and the EIEIOs. Well, I just love to smoke reefer.
Not gonna like that on these airwaves.
If he wins.
Listen, why would I show this twice? Well, because we're being told that Kamala Harris went to multiple different interviewers who were going to demonstrate her true nature, and that Howard Stern was a genius and a legend in the entertainment industry, and Kamala Harris was going to be on his show. The internet doesn't forget. And the hypocrisy Howard Stern in one clip has said more racist shit than Donald Trump has ever said. And Donald Trump was recorded pretty much for the last 25 years, every single day of his life. When it comes to The Apprentice, when it comes to what he's now done in the last 9 years in the election, I'm so sick and tired of this that I'm going to keep exposing these people. Your thoughts on this, Liv? The thoughts on the hypocrisy? Amy, you too.
I'm not surprised because that's how it always is. It's the left is always right. The right is always wrong. We can say that blue is now red, but we're going to change our mind and now red is red, but you must believe us either way. So we're going to change our mind when it suits us, but you can't do anything about it. And that's the way it's always been. And that's the way it is with them. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse with social media and keyboard warriors and freaking who is going to say what to earn $1. Candace Owens and freaking Benny Johnson and all these people that have millions of followers, and they see a dip in their follows. And so they're like, okay, I'm going to go with the narrative instead of saying the truth. And it's people believe this shit and it's horrible.
Ames?
Yeah, I think it would be great if you keep sharing all of these things. I don't want to sound like I'm already defeated. I don't know if it would make a huge difference. I just don't know if people will even care on like the far side of the other aisle, because they're just going to say, well, that was in the past. Now it's okay for them. It's just a different mentality. And I don't know if anything you ever say or say, here's evidence of your, holy grail messing up royally, and not just once, but there's all these instances. I don't think they'll care.
Well, so is slavery. So I guess we can move on. Suffrage, we can move on. Japanese internment camps, we can move on. Jim Crow laws.
Because it's coming from them. That's
my point. Is what's in the past is in the past is not the truth. It's what is in the Democrats' past and a history of being the most racist group of people ever on the planet is in the past. We'll end this with a fun one. Folks, we're at $147.89. This show costs more than that to put on every night. We're hoping that we can reach that $250 mark. This will be the first night in 9 nights that we haven't hit it. We understand sometimes it's a little bit slower, but if you haven't had a chance to donate and you wanted to, thedumshow.com/donate. Don't blame me for the show tonight. It was not my fault. It was
all my fault.
It was Amy's fault. She set up the show.
How dare you, Amy?
So I apologize for the beginning. It just felt like a weird show to begin with.
I donated to like the Space Laser Foundation, and I was asking them to like do stuff for me tonight. So
yeah, well,
so
the good news is we're not Jewish, so you can donate to us. We don't believe in space lasers over here, and yeah, that whole thing really pisses me off. Here's a good video. Hopefully, it'll get people in the mood to close that gap. We're about $103 away. Enjoy this. This is funny. We'll talk about it, and then we'll call it a night because we got some hockey and Diablo to play. Here it is.
We created the greatest economy in the history of our country.
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective.
The unemployment numbers for African Americans, for Asian Americans, for Hispanic Americans, virtually every number was the best.
Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
We had the best stock market price ever.
I got that. But guess what we are? We're in a position where for the last several months, it hasn't spiked.
You know what? She deleted 33,000 emails.
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible. And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? By that, I mean names of people who helped or et cetera. And it's just totally irresponsible.
I think it's disgraceful what she's done.
I mean, honest to God, that's all I think.
The biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign.
I haven't, look.
They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
Don't.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught.
Yes.
It was our Justice Department.
Yes.
It was Obama and Biden.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. So wrong.
I think what happened was disgraceful. Should never have happened.
Think about that.
should never have happened.
Think of how that has changed everything.
What kind of ice cream? What flavor ice cream do you have?
You think I would tell you if I knew exactly what it would be? Of course I'm not going to
You
tell
just
you.
come in here with that negative attitude.
And it's much
Ice
too
cream.
early to make that kind of decision.
And when I finish, this country will be in a position like it hasn't been maybe ever.
I'm more optimistic than I've been in a long time.
60 minutes. If
is
you're going to
amazing.
cut, if you're going
The
to, if
greatest
you're going to cut
economy
it,
in the history of our
and you're gonna go ahead and lie, that's the way you cut it. Did you guys happen to see the Kamala Harris cut of the 60-minute clip?
No.
No one had a chance to see that. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick.
Wow, thank you, Frank.
Thank
You're
you
amazing.
very much,
Wood.
Frank.
Frank,
he's not
you're
listening.
awesome. We love you. Everybody, thank you so much for that. 9 nights in a row. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for donating. Here's the video. This will piss you both off. And we're going to close with this. This will be our 1 minute. And this should frustrate everybody. This was released 3 days ago. They did a teaser of the clips. And then when they aired it, they cut it and put an answer to another question here. And this is what actually aired. This is such bullshit. Listen to this.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu...
This isn't a joke.
Sad.
60 minutes
They
out.
do it all the time. They do it all the time.
Why is that okay? Like okay, can I just be honest? Here's my minute. And it's going to be less than a minute. It's going to be 25 seconds. If Donald Trump was on my show and he said something so fucking stupid, I'm playing it in its entirety. I'm going to play it. Even if he says, could you please not play that? No, you know what? That's not true. If he asked me, I would say, why? But before someone comes on air with me, whether it's Ryan Weaver or whatever, I tell them I play it in its entirety. I don't edit. I don't edit my interviews. And I never have. I never will, because there's something holistic and good about a conversation that you don't know what piece of it is going to inspire someone. Amy, Livia, make it make sense.
I can't.
If I were ever going to actually be a politician, I would probably be on the left so that I could have all these special advantages. And do you know what I mean? It would be so easy. It's just, it is unfair, but this does happen all the time and happens anytime there's an interview with anyone prominent, celebrity, politician. This happens pretty much, and it happens on their right too, I'm sure. Maybe not to this degree.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen it. Listen,
I mean, there's
sincerely.
questions out, like, I'm not saying it's like the same degree. I don't think it is, but there's editing, and that's how you get these salacious, what are they called? They're not magazines anymore. No one reads them, but like the cool websites that people like, the gossip sites or whatever.
Gossip columns. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm showing my age. The teen bopper magazines, but they're now on the web. That's how they get these interviews and things. They will literally cut out one part of an interview, and then it happens all the time to celebrities. It happens. That's usually in a negative way. They're just trying to make her look better. She's disgusting.
I just don't understand. I mean, listen, I'm not naive. I know what the media does. But, for them wanting to create an office of misinformation, and then they allow this to happen. They gave the debate questions. We know that even the most recent debate that she got the questions. I mean, does anyone believe that this is not? They've been carrying water for this biznatch for the last 60 days, and it's all fake. This is all smoke and mirrors. It's not real.
They are so desperate to get her elected, they are willing to do anything to get her elected.
Okay, this is the last one. Bill Nye, the science guy. I want to show this.
Does he cuss again? Because that was really freaking funny.
Bill Nye is not a science guy, okay? He's a fucking actor. Well, he spent the last 25 years studying science. I don't give a shit. He's not a science guy. But here's Bill Nye, the science guy. And he wants you to vote for Kamala to stop climate change. Enjoy this.
Freaking serious.
Yeah, I don't know why that he just doesn't vote for Donald Trump, because he'll stop the Jewish space lasers that start the hurricanes. Here it is.
The other side, as we often call it, has no plans to address climate change, no plans for long-term dealing with these sorts of problems. If you have young voters out there, encourage them to vote. People say, what can I do about climate change? If we were talking about it, associating it with big storms like this, that would be really good. But the main thing is vote. Thank you.
And Bill, very quickly, how much of an impact do you see climate change playing in all of these explanations that you've given us? How much do you see climate change as being a part of that?
Oh, it's no question, everybody. Look, in climate science, everybody has been studying this for years. Everybody has been commenting, scientific papers have been written about how warm the ocean is around the Florida Peninsula.
Yeah, but not the Atlantic.
It's this warm water that is driving these storms and enabling it to have to intensify so quickly. Everybody, be careful out there. Let's get through this.
Wow. Bill Nye, I thank you so very much, my friend. Really appreciate your time. I
wonder if he knows the North Pole's colder than the equator. That is mind-blowing, those statements. I'm disappointed. I love Bill Nye in middle school or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, the Atlantic is unseasonably cool, and they can't tell you why. So what does that mean? Oh, well, the ice caps are melting, so they're not.
It's going to be like the what was that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid?
Yeah, the day after tomorrow.
Global warming actually is cooling.
Right, and there's a giant ice storm. Well, explain this. What about the Pacific? And are you telling me that the Atlantic and the Atlantic and the Caribbean and the Gulf are not connected? So, how about this? How about you don't know shit? And how about you have no idea? Because we've already discussed this, that there were thousands of volcanoes that went off that didn't destroy the earth. Okay. I believe that yes, I think smog is bad. Yes, pollution is bad. I'm with you. But I'm sorry. I'm so sick of these doomsayers. For 75 years, they've been telling us the earth is going to end. I'm just a little tired. Amy, you got 30 seconds. We're not going to do a minute tonight. Close it out. Liv, you got 30, and then I'll do my 30.
Good to see everybody on, even though it was a little bit slow night. I think a lot of people are still without internet and whatnot. So everyone stay safe if you are in Florida or anywhere else that's going to be affected by these storms. Let's just pray that global warming doesn't get worse.
Let's vote for Kamala Harris, folks, so we can stop global warming.
Exactly.
That means what she'll do is say, vote for me and I'll stop creating all these hurricanes that the government's responsible for. Pretty simple. I like the message. No more hurricanes in 2025. Libya?
Oh, gosh. I was trying to find this. Of course, the one time you want to find something, you go on Facebook and something pops up like every single time you're on there. And then when you actually want to find it, you can't. It was a really freaking funny meme.
It's at hairymexicans.com.
No. It had something to do with transitioning, and it was really freaking funny. And after we watched that last video, I wanted to say it.
Well,
so
you should have saved it for me, because everyone knows I steal everything. I steal all the memes.
I'm going to try and find. I'm not going to say what it's about, but I'm going to try and find it, and then I'll have it on the show next time I'm on, which is not tomorrow.
That sounds good. Yes, Olivia's off tomorrow. I will be on solo show. I will not have a recorded show tomorrow, but I will have some news out, and then we will be doing a show on Thursday. I promise you, it'll be more focus. This is a tough show. I wanted to address the hurricane thing, but I wanted to do it in a way that we could all kind of learn a little bit about this assumption that we want to be lied to. And it's amazing when you stop that and you don't care about sides, that you take each issue individually from the party. Every time I hear Donald Trump
I
say
gotta go.
something, I'm going to go check it. What's wrong?
Hayden needs help. She's
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Hayden needs help. We're out of here. Amy, we love you. Thanks for being here tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Thanks for hitting goal. Folks, go over to thedumshow.com, go over to wimkin.com and sign up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night,
Bye.
Ames. Bye.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What is happening?